My name's Christine. I'm 63 years old, and I was diagnosed with COPD when I was 51. I was having difficulties breathing. I couldn't catch my breath, and it just felt like all the time I would keep, you know how when you breathe in and you catch your breath and everything's fine, it flows back out. Well, I couldn't get past that point of catching your breath, and it scared me. And I went to the doctor. No, actually, I went to the ER, and I was there for about 2.5 minutes, and I flatlined. And they brought me back, fortunately, but they said that I was drowning in my lungs, from all the liquid that had filled up in my lungs. And they finally decided after all of that it was that I had COPD, period, and that I was going to have to do something to keep it manageable or I would end up back in the same place again. And I didn't want to have that happen. After my experience in the hospital, that went on for, I had those attacks every day and I didn't know what to do about it. But since then, I haven't had anything that's that intense. Mild, yes. Easy, yeah. But nothing that was that intense that I would have to go back to the ER. When my doctor decided to start me on medications for COPD, we started with my nebulizer and things like that. And then I control it with inhalers now. So it keeps me level. No steroids or anything like that. So it's just all, my Anoro, which is a good medication, my albuterol, which is, for light symptoms. And that's what I use nowadays, only. But the symptoms are controlled now. I think, yeah, it's been a long time since I've had another attack. So I'm a very fortunate person because they are miserable. I would say that the length of time it took to get everything under control was honestly about a year, You go from one to the other and you try a couple of different inhalers or anything a little different, but you find one that finally works and then that's what you stick with. But it was about a year that, before that everything was controlled. When you have COPD, it makes things more difficult. You can't, things that you want to go out and do or things that you do on a daily basis, you can't do them anymore. You can, walking extended periods of time, taking my dog for a walk without feeling like I'm choking, that took a long time. But I've gotten to the point now where I can walk my dog, but there's a lot of things you can't do anymore. I used to be a she woman, and I'm not anymore, and I have to remember that. I would say anybody that is struggling to know what they have, or if they think they might have COPD, acceptance and education, really. You have to get to a point where you accept that you have a COPD and that you're going to be limited on certain things. And education, knowing what's going on, what can control it, what can't control it, is really important. Because if you are in denial, it's going to catch up with you, So you have to definitely, I think, acceptance and education. Don't be embarrassed. That's a big thing, because when you have COPD, you have tendencies to cough or to choke up and things like that. Don't let that affect you as far as how you feel about yourself, because it can, you know. But as long as you stay good with yourself and limit yourself to your limitations, you'll be okay.